Hello there. Welcome to Cashline Trading, and just a quick, review of what we did in the past. Past episode, I talked about how to stop revenge trading forever, and I talked about acceptance of risk, having a checklist before engaging in a trade, having a daily loss limit plan, and taking breaks after consecutive losses, and always setting sell limits to avoid manual engagement with this market, just to avoid impulsive behaviors. And apart from that, I'm going to go ahead and delete this. Apart from that, I also gave a head up, like what was happening with the markets. For example, how somebody would have engaged these markets. For example, right here, we had a breakaway right there, and or market structure shift down there, and meaning that our next point of liquidity was this low right here. So if somebody wanted to engage these markets and they're not sure whether price is gonna, like you don't care. For example, you're a swing trader and you're dealing with huge account sizes. You just engage it from there. When price came to attack the swing highs right there, this was another opportunity. And after that, you see, we had a drop to the downside, right? And that was delivered. That was around 1 to 2 hour, quite an easy one. And apart from that, we also talked about the biggest mistake new forex trader make, and this was about this was about online lures whereby you see people posting a lot of good results, cars, money, and so on. So as a new trader, you start chasing these things. And these people, they often lure you. They don't tell you the truth of the real reality of trading. Trading is not such an easy thing that you can just come and make quick money or easy money. It takes discipline, it takes risk management, it takes a plan, it takes a lot. Also strategy hopping, forex management. These are some of the things that new traders often make, and I did a video about it. So all this is in our past uh, videos. So today I want to talk about something I've never talked about. And that being said, my name is Rocky Calvin, and welcome to Cashline Trading. Today I want to talk about energy, frequency, and vibration. Nikola Tesla once said that if you could understand, if you really wanted to understand the secrets of the universe, then look no further. It's all within the energy, frequency, and vibration. And I've been a student of this. I've been studying this for the longest time. My 369 model, which I've never taught, and it's a secret that I've kept for long, that I've really never shown anybody out there, which involves mathematical calculations, reducing numbers into single digits, and now seeking, where like time and price and so on. Like that's a little bit part of it. But yes, of course, I'm gonna share this in the future. Came from this mindset, energy, frequency, and vibration. I've been a student of this ever since then because I believe there's so much secret in this. And today I'm going to be talking about it. That being said, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this with anybody that you think needs it. This is going to be about trading, but also it's going to be about life. It's going to help you a lot in opening your eyes and seeing. So let's talk about energy, frequency, and vibration. Everything around us is energy. Where you're right now, take a look around you. What is around you is energy, and it's vibrating. It has vibration of its own. You as a person, you're an energy. You have your own vibration. Now, with vibration, has linked to frequencies. You can be vibrating on a high frequency, or you can be vibrating on a low frequencies, depending on how your thoughts are. Okay. I want you guys to pay close attention and bear with me in this one because I want you guys to fully understand it. Most of you, or most of people, are looking for what you call success. Success in business, success in marriages, success in life, success in trading, success in everything. People are looking for this thing so-called success. Nobody wants to fail. Everybody wants to win. And you see, this success, it's already here. Your success is already here. It's already there. It's like it's just waiting for you to tap into it. But why is it that you've never tapped into it? The answer lies in these three: energy, frequency, and vibration. I'm still on a learning process and on a journey process. I won't say that I'm the best. I know everything. I know too much, but I'm willing to share with people the little that I know, so that If there's somebody who doesn't understand or know this, they can also learn from it. And if it changes their life, then glory goes back to the Creator, the Most High Living God. It's not for me to, to post about and say that, you know what, I changed this life, I changed. No, it's not me doing this work. It's by the grace of God, right? So this success that we're all looking for is already there. But why are we not there? The secret is here. Focus. What do you usually focus your mind or focus your energy most of the time on? Because you have an energy. What you're looking for has a specific frequency it's vibrating on. For example, if I want to make a call right now, maybe to the President of the United States of America, there's a specific number that is assigned to him specifically. It's not assigned to anybody else. So if I make a mistake of that number, even just by a single digit, I'm not going to speak to the president. What does that tell you? Everything has its own frequency and its own identity. If you mismatch, if it doesn't align, you're not going to get the results you're looking for. It's the same thing with also, tracking, trying to go to a specific location. You want to go somewhere, then somebody sent you a specific code or pin, right? That that you have to follow those codes, like for you to go to that specific location. Okay, let's assume right now I want to go to the White House. Okay, so if I want to go to the White House, I'm just giving an example. I have to use the coordinates using a map that is going to take me to the White House, right? If the map or if whatever map I'm using, if it's wrong by even a single coordinate, I'm going to end up in a different continent and a different place. What does that tell you? The White House has its own specific coordinates that it doesn't share with any other place. So the ways to reach there are many. I can decide to go by, a flight. I can decide to go by train. Then, find out. I can decide to go by a bicycle. I can decide to, I'm going to pass through this country or other side, but at the end of the day, I'm going to reach where I really want to go, right? So where this problem happens is most of the time is that most of the time, we often mistake or misfocus, like don't put our focus on the exact thing that is supposed to be leading us towards this success. So, for example, if you're engaged, let's say you're engaging in trading, okay, and you want to set up a trade, then you're always focused on the money, like the result. Then you're fearing, what if this trade lose? I'm not willing to lose this amount of money. What if Trump says something, this market does the opposite? You see, now you're focusing your energy on the wrong issue, which is now fear of the unknown. Now, when you focus your image on the fear or the fear of the unknown, it automatically leads to another reaction. Or there's a law that says that every action leads to a reaction. Okay, like everything always have the opposite side of it. Whatever you're thinking right now, whatever you're doing right now, is gonna have an effect on you, right? So you start focusing on fear of losing this trade. Then where does that lead to? You end up maybe closing the position because you cannot afford to lose that trade. Because you're afraid, you feel like it's moving against me. Like I can see myself in a drawdown, but the stop loss is up here. But you're seeing that that little retracement up there, and you're saying no. I'm afraid this one might end up losing. So you end up, because of that fear, you end up closing a position that was profitable. You see that? That is fear. You're focusing on the wrong thing. But what if you just focus on the success? Like on your mind, you know you're going to win that trade and it's going to win, and that's it, period. You close the charts and you walk away. When you start focusing on success, success comes to you. So it's about, because now success has a specific frequency and vibration. So you have to match your energy with that. But if your energy is focused on lower vibration, like fear of the unknown, you are in constant, like impulsive behaviors, manipulating your own setups, manipulating decisions in your life, and so on. At the end of the day, it drags you down, and you're gonna get the opposite results of the success. And this way, most people end up, living in now what you could say failure. Failure meaning that they don't really achieve what they really wanted to achieve, because their inside a vibration, or they're focusing vibration on the negative side of things or of life instead of focusing on the positive. I'm gonna go with you guys a little bit about the Bible. You see, there's a lot of books, philosophical books. For somebody, maybe let's say somebody who is not a believer. Maybe if there's somebody out there who is not a believer, you might hear books out there, maybe like Napoleon Hill, of Think and Grow Rich, and there's just maybe like The Game of Life and How to Play It, and so much more. All these books, trust me guys, all these books, if you ever read the Bible, you realize that all these authors, they steal ideas from the Bible because they understand them better than even most believers who goes to church every day. Then these ideas help them better than even people who always attend church, so like every day. The Bible talks about renewal of the mind. Renewal towards what? Paul talks about that. The Bible talks about, above all else, think about these things which are good, things that are admirable, things that are praiseworthy, things that brings joy. That's what the Bible talks about. Think about them. Those are success, but meaning that it's telling you don't focus on this negative. The same Bible talks about do not fear. How many times have God talked about do not fear, do not be afraid, don't be afraid in the Bible? So many times. But the way the system has been designed, especially this physical mentality, this physical world that we live in, this materialistic world, it is designed to keep people in this loop of fear. You're afraid of tomorrow. You're afraid, what if my life doesn't go the way I want? You're afraid that somebody is doing better than you. You're afraid of failure, meaning that you're focusing your energy on that negative vibration. But the moment you switch your energy to the positive vibration, thinking about success, good things happening to your life, and so on, that's the moment when everything changes. Right? Let me tell you guys a story. A few years ago, I read a book called It Works. I think it was Rhonda J. something. I can't remember the book. It's a very little book, and the book talks about pretty much what these other people talks about. For example, Napoleon Hill also talks about it. They talks about uh, decide on what you want in life, write it down on paper, and carry that paper anywhere you want around it. Just read it as often as possible. What that does, the magic that does, is that it rewires your brain. We have the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. It rewires the subconscious mind so that you can start thinking about this thing. That then there's always a miracle that happens when you start focusing your energy towards that thing that you want most of the time. This is why sometimes people end up failing, because they focus they like so much on failure. They're afraid of failing, so they focus so much energy on failure. They're afraid of failing, then they end up failing because what they are afraid of is what they're attracting in their life. And if they were just focusing their energy on this frequency and vibration of higher vibration of success, they would have ended up being successful. So there's so much into this. So when I was reading this book, I remember writing something like very simple, like I wanted to be funded and paid out. Guys, within 2 weeks, I passed two program challenges using the same mathematical, model that, by the grace of God, during fasting I was praying back then, asked God, like, help me see. I want to know what's happening here. I came my body and started doing some calculations, and got that idea. And I passed two challenges in like within 2 weeks. I was already funded. I passed them, and I received payouts immediately. One account had a payout of around 11%. Another account had around of was it 8% or something like that? In just a matter of weeks, guys, it happened because my vibration. And how was I behaving? I was like, I don't care if these people pay me out. They don't. I don't care. I'm just gonna trade because I know that I'm gonna get paid out. When I was in the trade, I was like, I don't care if this trade loses. I'm gonna go to the next one because I know my strategy works. That was where what my focus was on success. I don't care what happens. After that, I made some mistakes. After receiving the payouts, I now started wanting to scale up too fast. I bought a lot of big, the huge capital or huge accounts. I went hard on risk because now I was like, now I want to make millions of this. Like I finally, cracked the code. And that mentality itself put me back here. Because now for the first time I was trading big accounts. I had very big risk on. I was like, wow, I can't afford to lose this. And at the same time, I also became reckless. I was not even following my checklist. I was like, engaging trades because I think now I've cracked the code. Now I could just, mess around. At the end of the day, I'm very profitable. Guys, I lost it all. I lost it all. I had to learn the hard way. Now, the biggest problem with this thing is that when you encode this type of information of fear of failure and misbehaving and bad habits in your subconscious mind, they automatically take implications on you. And whenever you open the charts, they're gonna play. This is why you find some people are always asking themselves, why can't I just change? Why do I keep on revenge trading? Why do I keep on over risking? Like anytime? The problem is not that somebody has cast you or something. The problem is in your subconscious mind. There's a habit in your subconscious mind that you have to replace with something, and you have to put your environment. You have to design your environment in a manner that they don't put into temptation of doing things that you don't want to do. So this is just an introduction to energy, frequency, and vibration. There's so much about this that I'm still learning and so on, because I'm also a student of life. I can't say that now I've had it all covered, but I like to always share a little bit that I'm learning, and to share with you guys and to keep you guys updated, and so on. So after this, I'm gonna come back with another video to give a market update on what's happening here and what we would expect, specifically, especially on gold. And yeah, so this was about the energy, frequency, and vibration. Make sure to like and subscribe, and leave me a comment on what you'd like us to discuss. If you want us to go deeper on this topic here, because I believe this holds the key towards success. This holds the key towards also the failure. If you understand how energy, frequency, and vibration works, then you'll be able to understand how you can reprogram your subconscious mind just by focusing on the thing that you want, which is success. And don't think of anything else. Just think about that 24/7. If anytime you have fear of anything, cancel it. Tell yourself, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want, I shall not fear, I shall not fail, and bounce it back towards success. Say good things about yourself. Think good things about yourself. There's a say that as a man thinketh, so I say. I think it was King David or King Solomon. There's a lot of wisdom in the Bible that it's not that people don't read, but there's a lot of wisdom in there that people have stolen and wrote books outside there. So we think that people have written these books are geniuses, yet these ideas were in the Bible all these years long. So that being said, I think this is going to be the end of this one. So I'm going to come back again with another one talking about market outlook on what to expect on gold. Maybe I could do a little bit of Nasdaq and so on, but I'm going to be more focused on gold apparently to see what's happening here, and see you guys in the next one. Bye. Cheers.